And we are back.
Woo! Hello.
It's been a long summer. We are back at RK Football Podcast Season 2.
Who thought that?
Who'd have thought we'd have got to Season 2? You bang on there. And, well, it's been an amazing World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
As I say to you before we start recording, I was the only one that got sort of right with Argentina.
Yeah.
Because I went Argentina win and they got the furthest.
I got Germany in the final, though.
But you went Brazil for the win.
But you got to admit, that was a great semi-final.
It was a great semi-final. We're missing Stuart Irvine this week.
Yeah.
Who's
Now
fortunately left us. Unfortunately left us. And,
Congratulations.
Well done, Stu.
well done, Stu. He will be back for guest appearances.
Yeah.
If he wants to.
Or we remember to ring him.
We also have a new signing.
Yeah.
Graham Eyre. Everybody,
The
he's our
Yorkshireman.
new signing, the Yorkshireman, the Man United fan. He's our new.
Yeah, it's costing us
He
KFC.
he will not make his debut this week. Hamstring injury.
Hamstring.
But there's three of us. There's me, Kyle Dixon, and I'm joined by the two Matts in the other room, Matt Thowney
Hello.
and Matt Tye.
Hello.
And, well, we've got a lot to catch up on and claw into.
We have a new studio.
We have a new studio and everything. We're moving up in the world. I'd like to think that all of you listeners kept up to date with us over the summer, and while we've been gone, using our blog, rkfootball.wordpress.com, and with our Facebook, RK Football Chat, also on Twitter at RK Football Chat. Follow those, like those, do what you need to. We've been on there all summer with blogs and match reports, and we will continue to do that during the process of these podcasts. But the main stuff's back. The good stuff's back.
That we all loved.
We all loved. And
Where it started all.
the Premier League was back as well, which is very important.
The thing that males have missed for years.
Yeah.
Well, month.
And we've got a full fixture list this weekend. We will preview all of it as we are coming at you for what is a Friday night, Saturday morning. We're recording on Friday night, but it may only go up on a Saturday morning. But we've got a full fixture list to get through, and we want your opinions, boys. I want to start with the early game kickoff. Start from the top and work our way down. Live on BT Sport, 12:45 p.m. kickoff at Upton Park. West Ham United face Man City in a race for the top four game, that is.
Yeah. First of all, we've got to credit West Ham because they are now top four.
West Ham have been amazing. Considering Sam Allardyce was favourite for the sack at the start of the season, he's now gone from going to be sacked to we could never sack him.
He's almost gone to Manager of the Month contender.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's brought in very good signings, it must be said. And Les Ferdinand coming in as attacking coach has probably helped.
I think the one thing that's better now is that they had one routine before. Give the ball to Andy Carroll, see what he can do with it. Now they have three different options in Sacco, Valencia, and him.
Well,
That's
Andy
amazing.
Carroll this week has resumed training.
Yeah.
After missing all the summer and the World Cup and start the season.
Did he actually play for West Ham? He just seemed to be forever missing.
Forever missing. But in his absence, they have signed players. And I want to talk about Diafra Sacco.
Yes.
What a signing that's been. He scored in 5 consecutive Premier League games, looking to make it 6 this weekend. That is a very, very good run of fixtures
He's
for
one
him.
of those players, if you look at each of the goals, he's in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, right.
It's not like he's doing solo efforts, nothing like that. He's just in the box scoring.
I mean, he's one of the big reasons why West Ham have been doing so well this season, because they're scoring more goals. Only 4 teams in the Premier League have scored more goals than West Ham this season. 4 teams. And I guarantee you they're the Chelseas, the Man Cities, the Southamptons, who are helped by their 8-0 thrashing of Sunderland last week. It's an amazing turnaround for Sam Allardyce. And
I also think he's got to be helped by the back because Alex Song as a holding midfielder on loan from Barcelona, that is an unbelievable acquisition.
Nobody's mentioned this. Alex Song has joined West Ham. What was he thinking? Just sitting there, sunny Barcelona on the beach, like, I miss London. Miss the East End. Want to go on the market stall, you know?
Yeah.
But so West Ham doing so well. Is it going to be amounting too far?
What, for them to beat
against
City?
Man City?
I don't know. Because, like, Manchester City, they have that killer instinct at the moment. Sergio Aguero on the form of his life.
Sergio Aguero, which I don't know about you two guys, but I think he's probably the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
He's up there. He's so good.
9 in 7 games is just outstanding.
9 in 7 games. 9 in 7 games in all competitions. 8 in 5 Premier League games. Are we confident he'll score on Saturday?
Yeah, I am. But the thing that worries me for City is their defence. Is that they're conceding stupid goals. Like, they make a little mistake and always get punished for it. Vincent Kompany isn't as dominant in that defence as he used to be.
He's also not helped by the fact he hasn't had a stable partner. It's either been Di Michelis or Mangala.
And then Mangala, after a great debut against Chelsea, fell apart against Hull.
Well, I mean, like, they've conceded the same amount of goals as Chelsea this season, 8. But it's the kind of goals they're conceding.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
One thing that could help West Ham is the fact that Man City have come back from Russia, where it's time zones and bloomin' cold, and they let a 2-0 lead at half-time slip.
City's last game, Tuesday night, CSKA Moscow away in a empty stadium.
I think it was.
It was meant to be empty, but there were 600 CSKA Moscow fans not pointing anything at FIFA.
Or UEFA.
Yeah. But yeah, drop the 2-0 lead. Do you think they'll be looking to bounce back from that? And they've got a point to prove now?
I reckon they'll be looking to it, but I think that they're not sort of gelling as the units they were last season. Last season, you can pretty much name the starting 11.
Yeah.
This season, you pretty much got Aguero, Dzeko and Hart as the set-ons. Everyone else doesn't, because Lampard came on loan from New York Red Bulls and he displaced Yaya Toure, who last season was amazing.
This is what I wanted to bring up. Yaya Toure, I mean, at the end of last season, he won the coveted RK Football Player of the Year award for us guys, and he's just not turned up this year. It's like he's still wanting his birthday cake.
Well, well, sorry to bring it up, Carl, but.
He had one good game this season.
No, the goal against Villa. It shows that he doesn't need to play well to score a goal.
That's true.
That goal is just, it epitomises him for me.
Well, you think of the one saying, don't you? Form is temporary and class is permanent.
Yeah.
And he is a classy player. What about City's title challenge? I know it's early on in the season, but from what we've saw so far, I know you two are Chelsea fans, but unbiased, do you think they can win the league this year?
They have a chance, yes. Yeah. But they need to turn it around now, because 5 points... Yes, we're only in like the second or third month, but 5 points is going to be behind. Is not going to be easy to come back to if Chelsea keep ploughing on as they are.
Well, City, in the last 10 meetings with West Ham, haven't lost. And last season, they played them 4 times in all competitions, scored 14 goals, only conceded 1, and that included the 6-0 thrashing at the Etihad. So, I mean...
But this is a different West Ham.
It's a different West Ham. Very good point. So, predictions. We're going to go with Matt Tye first. West Ham, Man City.
I'm going to go 2-0 City.
Matt Tye.
I think West Ham can nick it at 2-2.
I'm going to go 3-1 City. I can see West Ham scoring. Moving on to the 3 o'clock games, and it's what could actually be a very big game at Anfield. Liverpool take on Hull City, looking to bounce back from an embarrassing defeat against Real Madrid on Wednesday night.
With Ronaldo's goal, I don't think you can blame Liverpool at all for that. I really don't, because Ronaldo is just powerful through speed.
Ronaldo's goal is brilliant.
Yeah.
But then
But Benzema's too should have easily been stopped.
The other two, yeah. It's
like this third goal Benzema scored. Like, there was such a scramble in defence. He was left with a tap in. Yeah. You can't do that. In the Champions League.
You can't. And I mean, they were 3-0 up in 35 minutes or whatever it was, something stupid like that.
And just imagine that was a Real Madrid side without Bale.
That was a Real Madrid side without Bale. True. And I saw a quote from Luka Modric yesterday in a press conference for the El Clasico this weekend saying Real Madrid took their foot off the gas and rested because they had El Clasico and they knew they had the game. That's embarrassing that Liverpool were brushed aside so easily.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I know they'll be
So-
looking to turn that round at the Bernabeu, but if Real Madrid are still in form like they are, and if Bale's back and in form, it could be a thrashing at
It
the
could.
Bernabeu.
Like
Definitely.
I genuinely think that what is it? The thing that Liverpool need to get sorted out ASAP is a defender for DJ and Lovren. Skirtle is not a top 4 defender.
Skirtle, he's past his best, and that's something that they know, to be honest. How many top-class centre-backs is there nowadays?
Well, everyone was bigging up Sacco last season.
Sacco has the ability to be a very
Yeah,
good player
but
in France.
Yeah, in France.
It's a different game.
Like, he's got strength, don't get me wrong, but then let's say someone like a fast striker gets past him. That's it. You're on, like Hazard gets past him. That's it. Yeah, goal.
The game in France in Ligue 1 is very, very slow compared to the Premier League. That's probably hard.
That's why tactical. Remy looks good.
It's tactical. Yeah, Remy's a good striker.
Oh, he is.
But he looks so good because he's quick. That's what you need in France.
I reckon they'll play Toure and Lovren against Hull. Give Toure a game.
Isn't that
a
bit too risky?
I mean,
Hull are a decent side.
Hull are a decent side, but Liverpool need to find something that will click.
But
And it's not worked against. And like, if you look at Liverpool's games, their defence has let them down, and it's that Skirtle-Lovren partnership.
I mean, they haven't been playing well, but apart from the Real Madrid game on Wednesday, they have been picking up results. They're looking for their 3rd consecutive Premier League home win winning in general after beating QPR last week,
Which they were so lucky about.
And then they also beat West Brom, which is a tough thing to do nowadays.
Yeah, West Brom have really turned around.
They have kept just one clean sheet, and I think that's very important. One clean sheet. That was the game against Spurs, and their defence is too shaky.
It's not good enough. They've already conceded this season more goals than they did, I think, after 12 games last season.
Well, see, this is the thing.
enough.
They've only got one clean sheet, and you're thinking, they just can't defend this season. It's actually they've only had one clean sheet in the last 17 Premier League games going on from last season. So their title challenge suffered for it as well.
But what does Brendan Rodgers like? Me and Matt, and I don't know if you do, Carl. I really rate Brendan.
Oh,
Rodgers.
definitely.
But the thing is, he needs to get out of his head that attack is the only way to win games.
You have to have decent
Defend is
defenders to be able to
crucial.
attack.
Yeah. Like build from the back. That's how I've always seen it.
Liverpool seem to be going for a strikers crisis as well at the minute. Danny Sturridge has had his injuries from the England camp, which Brendan Rodgers was not too happy about. Mario Balotelli came in the summer.
Scored 1 goal, and that was against Ludogorets.
He hasn't quite hit it off, let's say that.
Yeah.
And he took it to a new level on Wednesday night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Half-time, 3-0 down, and he wants to swap shirts with the Real Madrid player. That is why he came off at half-time. I guarantee you he'd have stayed on, because you're 3-0 down, you want Balotelli on. But Brendan Rodgers just saw that and went, get off.
The thing I don't understand about that game was that you need a goal. You need something to get you back in this game. They bring on Adam Lallana rather than Ricky Lambert. I know Lambert's hasn't played ever in the Champions League.
Gotta give him a chance.
Yeah, but
I mean, from what I'm hearing, it's not confirmed, but I'm hearing Mario Balotelli might well be dropped from the 16 tomorrow, which is very big. There are rumours that he may be sold, which is just crazy.
I think that's
But does this mean Ricky Lambert's getting his start, getting his chance?
I reckon Ricky Lambert will start on the weekend.
If he doesn't and Coutinho goes up front or Sterling, I would be shocked.
What about the away side, Hull City? After the FA Cup heartbreak, they've sort of just strolled along in a way. They've been good in some games and really bad in some games.
Well, they've just bought all of these players. I think they bought the most players on deadline day.
But their squad is amazing.
Like Ben Arthur, Diame, Hernandez, all of these players in that squad.
And we want to speak about the young guy on the wing, Aidan Robertson. What a cross this guy's got!
It is unbelievable.
I mean, I saw the game against City a few weeks back, and from off balance with Zabaleta and Yaya Toure round him, 2 yards away from him. He somehow spun across with pace, past Company, flashed it across the goal where anyone could have tapped it in. It's unbelievable, this cross that this guy's got. I mean, we don't know whether he's got much else to his game, but he's got a decent cross.
He has got pace.
He has got pace.
I think it was against Sanya. Sanya's not the fastest of players, and he literally just was gone. Like, he has that extra yard about him.
Hull have scored two goals directed from set pieces this season, not including penalties and shooting free kicks from corners and free kicks that are crossed in. They've scored only 2 goals. But to twist that, Liverpool are yet to score from a corner this season. This is a game where they are going to get the ball down and play football.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that worries me about both sides, I think when you look at them both, you're guaranteed at least a goal in this game.
It's going to be a very tight game, and it's proven by the fact both sides have scored 13 goals this season. Bang on, 13 goals together. Yeah. So I expect goals, but it's got a draw written all over it.
It does.
I don't think it does, though. I really don't.
Well, let's go through this. Let's go. Predictions, Matt Tye.
4-1. Liverpool.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let me just stop you there, Matt Tye. You need to explain that, Matt Tye.
Well, because I think despite not having Balotelli firing, they still beat, let's say, for example, Tottenham, that was his debut. He scored 3 against them, They scored 3 without Balotelli scoring. I still think they've got firepower in Raheem Sterling, Lallana.
On that day, Liverpool have got one of the best strikers, strike force in the Premier League. They just haven't been able to do it yet. Matt Tye, I'm going to go for you for your prediction.
1-0.
1-0. See, that's more realistic. I'm going to go 2-2 because I want to see a couple of goals. But yeah, it has got draw written all over it. So that's last season's top 2 done. Let's move to the inform side of the season. The mighty goal scorers that are Southampton.
Oh my word.
They face Stoke City.
Can I just say, from last week, Virgini's own goal has got to be goal of the season. That is just an amazing strike.
We here at RK Football we're thinking about setting up a petition, as Matt Tye's mentioned to me before, to get it voted BBC goal of the season, because there's not going to be a better volley out there. Southampton do host Stoke City at the St Mary's Stadium tomorrow afternoon as of recording. Interestingly, it's the first of 2 games in 3 days against each other as they play at the Britannia Stadium in the Capital One Cup on Tuesday. Does that affect tactics?
Yes.
Does that affect the manager's thinking?
It will affect it in the fact that they'll want their main players for the Cup. They'll want...
But this is the thing. Is the Cup the priority? Is the league the priority?
It's league for me.
The league will still be a priority, but also they want the Cup run because there is the prospect of a Europe spot.
Is it the 2 teams though? Southampton will fancy a Cup run. Stoke are just like, I want to stay up.
Southampton can have enough ability to do both. Stoke will focus solely on the league, but Southampton will think we'll try a Cup run.
Well, I disagree with what you just said there, Carl, because you said that Stoke will concentrate on staying in the league. Stoke will be concentrating on trying to get into the top 8 for me.
I don't know.
I really think that
at the
Stoke
start of the
are a regular
season, I
side
agreed
now.
with you, and on our big football, on our big Premier League preview column that we did on the blog, I thought Stoke finished 8. I think that's where I had them 8th, and I thought they'd have a good season. Bojan was on fire. You had players coming through doing well. They haven't turned up in the league.
I was expecting so much from Bojan, like the Barcelona player kid who's been playing with like Messi and all that. He's just.
I mean, look at it this way: we beat Stoke City at the Britannia Stadium. Aston Villa beat Stoke City on the opening day of the season. That shouldn't have happened because we were going into the season like, this isn't going to be good. Stoke were like, let's score some goals. We beat them 1-0. They haven't turned up.
Stoke have been good defending, but getting goals, they've not really been there.
They are yet to hit the ground running, to say the least.
Like Southampton, like they, for some reason, their team has got so much better. When you start,
this is what I mean. Let's turn it around. Stoke haven't turned up, but everybody expected Saints to have a bad season.
Lallana,
Luke Shaw, Ricky Lambert,
Chambers.
Callum Chambers. Everyone thought Morgan Schneiderlin would also be gone.
But he
obviously he
luckily.
stayed. But Southampton have brought in players and turned it around. I want to speak about some of the. I've got 4 listed here who I think have done really well and been key men for them. New signings. Obviously, we've got to start with the new cult hero, Graziano Pelle.
Oh,
He is the new. I mean, I went to the 8-0 thrashing last week, and the fans love him. Before the game, before it's kicked off as they're warming up, they're chanting Graziano Pelle. He's the new cult hero. Every club's got them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chelsea's got the now Drogba's back. You've got the Drogbas and the Hazards. Villa have got the Bentekes. Every club's got them, but Pelle is Southampton's.
Yeah.
And who could blame him? Who in his form?
He's form brilliant. And what I like about him, he's not someone who picks the ball up and has to score 30-yard goals.
No, that's very true.
He's a poacher. He's Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah,
You think Van Nistelrooy used to play? It's Pelle.
He's been so good with Southampton. He's earned his first call up for the Italy squad.
He scored in his Italy debut.
And scored on the debut, yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, last week he didn't get his hat trick after Bridcut took it away from him.
The dubious goal decision had confirmed it.
Well, it just, for me, how can a player that scores 62 goals in 89 appearances since 2012 not be noticed by anyone else? But Southampton, you think, wow, what's going on?
As much as that's a bad scouting job from the big sides, that is brilliant from the Southampton scouting.
God.
I guarantee you they get a bonus at Christmas for the work they've done.
I think the only thing that stopped him being noticed before was he was playing for Feyenoord in the Eredivisie, which is one of the lowest versions of the lowest top European league.
Yeah, that's a fair point, but so was Van Nistelrooy.
You
playing in
down
the you know what I mean? And you've also got Arjen Robben, when he signed for Chelsea, came from the Dutch league. Dirk Kuyt came from the Dutch league. The Dutch league, obviously, it's now on Sky Sports for anyone that wants to watch it. It's actually a very technically gifted league.
Yeah, I was watching like PSV and Vitesse, and some of the players there are really skillful. Mainly because Vitesse has half of Chelsea, but still quite skillfully technical.
What about Tadic?
Oh,
he's been unreal.
He's bigger than Pelle. If you
let's be honest. I mean, we saw them on the TV, and Pelle's quite a big guy.
Oh yeah, no.
6'2", 5'3".
If you get rid of Tadic, that's half of his goals gone.
I mean, look at all the assists he got last week. He was brilliant. He is a old-fashioned winger. He will pick the ball up. He will take you on. He'll come back round the other side and then take you on again before gifting Pelle or Jack Cork or anyone.
Yeah, you got to think with those new signings. Jack Cork, who never scored for Southampton, he's got like 4 goals this season.
Somebody else that I wanted to mention that did sign, is a relatively new signing. Shane Long. I know he only joined. I know he hasn't quite scored again goals at Pelle, but the work he does for Southampton.
His work rate's phenomenal.
Yeah, but there's for me, there's a difference between a striker and a midfielder doing work. Like James Milner gets the job done. For Shane Long, getting the job done is scoring goals.
But you got to think.
Not quite though. No,
you got to think the formation Southampton are playing is the 4-2-3-1. They're playing him on the wing. They're playing him in the midfield position
because they know he's got a great partnership with Pelle. Pelle got half his goals thanks to Long and Tadic, yes. But Long's had a big impact on it. It's like Emil Heskey, right? Emil Heskey never scored goals. We know that. He's a running joke.
The Colombian goalie has more international goals than him.
Michael Owen would never have been the superstar he was without Emil Heskey. That's a fact.
That is a fair point.
Wayne Rooney's going to go on to break the England goal-scoring record. He wouldn't have been able to do that for Emil Heskey. Both of them two have said Emil Heskey's my favourite strike partner ever. Because him and Long, they set goals up with their work. One last person, Fraser Forster in the Saints' goals, because they have conceded the fewest goals in the Premier League, Southampton, and that is a big reason of why they're sitting there in third place.
Yeah. Oh, he's been superb, I think.
Is he, as the Saints fans want, should he be England's number one?
I reckon he will be.
Because Joe Hart, he hasn't been the same goalkeeper he has since City first won the league.
Ask me that when they play in Europe. me.
No, but that's totally unfair.
No, well, I don't see how it is, because you're playing against teams that are around the world playing different kinds of football, whereas in the league, in the Premier League, it's kind of the same, if you know what I mean. Like, it's very aggressive football. Like you said with the Dutch league, it's very skillful. So I think he needs to be in different environments.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done it for Celtic.
Yeah, but then I've got to throw at you then, for example, Joe Hart is a great keeper, I completely agree, and he plays Champions League football, great.
Yeah.
He's got a better defence in front of him, though. To play in the Champions League, you're going to have a better defence in front of you, which means you'll have to do less as a goalkeeper.
Well, he has had experience at Celtic, so you can give him...
And I mean, look at the games he had against Barcelona.
Yeah. One player I think you forgot about, and he's not a new signing, but one player I think has been a huge asset to why they're in third as well, Victor Wanyama. I think
you love him.
Matt does have a big man crush on Victor Wanyama.
Well, he's James Corden, my man crush. Hope you're listening.
So your sexual three is Danny Welbeck, James Corden, and Victor Wanyama.
Not sexual.
Okay, I'm moving on from this before we completely lose views.
I just want to say a player that actually is a new signing and think you've missed out is Ryan Bertrand on loan.
Bertrand has done well.
Down the left wing, he's not been given many chances at Chelsea. He's made the utmost. When he came to you, he was great. When he's come to Southampton, he's bombing down the left wing, linking well with Long, and also crossing it into Pella as well.
I think an unsung hero for Southampton this season has been Nathaniel Klein at right back.
Why
he makes most of this. He starts to play and makes runs, and very unsung hero.
Why did he not play for England? That's what I don't get. They put him in the squad and then don't play him. I hate it why they don't. Done that.
One quick stat to might help your predictions. The last 4 meetings between Southampton and Stoke City in the Premier League have ended in score draws.
14 goals in those 4 games as well, though.
So I don't know whether that's going to help you with your predictions or what. Stoke City have also conceded the 4th fewest goals in the Premier League, 9 goals in 8 games. Let's go to Matt Thowney.
I'm going to go 2-0 Saints. I don't think Stoke are going to score. I don't see where the goal is going to come from for them. Really don't.
Matt Tye.
3-1 Saints.
I agree, Matt Thowney. 2-0 Saints.
Not 8-0, no?
Well, I hope not, in a way. It's going to get boring every week.
Same old thing.
I hope it's not 8-0 because I'm meant to be going to that game, but other things have happened.
There is... I think it's a very run-of-the-mill sort of game. It's going to be an easy win. Should be.
Should.
There's never an easy game in the Premier League, though.
Unless Derby's there from 2009.
As might be proven at the Stadium of Light, where Sunderland host Arsenal, and everything says to you that Arsenal will walk away with 3 points. But it's not that easy.
No, because their record at, at the Stadium of Light, I was looking at it earlier, they've... they don't score many goals when they actually travel to that stadium. For the last few times they've scored quite a few, but then it looks like Sunderland don't allow it to get going. They can't have a flow with their game, which is crucial for Arsenal.
It's interesting because, and I'm talking home fixtures here, not fixtures in general, but Sunderland's next 4 home games are Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea and Man City.
Top 5. So that's the top 5.
It's 4 of last season's top 5. That's a big run of... I know they have got games in between away from home, but that's a big run of home games where Sunderland will be looking... Let's be honest, after 8-0 thrashing, they've got to be sitting there thinking, we want to stay in this league. As much as they've got a good squad, and before that they were doing quite well.
They'd only lost once beforehand.
As much as that, an 8-0 thrashing takes it away.
No.
Gus Poyet said it was his worst day in football.
By far.
And he used to play for Chelsea. Come on.
Could you imagine those Sunderland fans? They've gone all of that way from up north, thinking, this should be a good day out. And then I saw them walking on the way home because I was walking to work. Every single one of them, no word from them, silence from every single one. I was like,
I mean, an interesting point.
Well, let's ask you from someone who's been on the drum at feeling of an 8-0 thrashing. How did you feel after the 8-0 loss to Chelsea last season?
I've kind of wiped that from my memory. A couple of years ago, the 8-0 thrashing.
Doros scored against you. How does that feel?
I don't like doing this now. I'm kidding. An interesting fact is, I think Sunderland will get chances because only Fulham, with 21, have allowed their opponents more shots on target this season than Arsenal, who've laid 17. For a top four side, that is simply not good enough. I know they may not have gone in.
Arsenal's defence is also quite mismatched. There's suspension and injuries galore.
Colaccini. I think that's a huge loss.
Colaccini, he plays for Newcastle.
Colaccini.
Koscielny,
sorry. He
when did that transfer happen?
Like Mertesacker and Koscielny worked really well together.
Yeah.
But then they've lost him, and I don't think they've replaced him. I don't think they've replaced him well, so they need him back ASAP.
What about Olivier Giroud up front? He had what was a good start in the Community Shield, and he had an injury and come back. But he scored in 3 successive league appearances, going in on form, but he has not scored any of his 14 Barclays Premier League goals in his career outside of London.
I think that's just a coincidence.
Where did you find that stat?
See, I'm brilliant, I am. You say it's a coincidence. 14 Premier League goals, though. How many times has he played outside London since he joined Arsenal?
True.
And he hasn't
how many teams are inside London? That's what you got to think.
4.
Well,
no.
4 now with QPR.
Yeah.
QPR, West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Oh, Tottenham.
And Tottenham.
And Crystal Palace.
Yeah, he's right there, actually.
Oh, 6.
6, fair enough. But 5 last season. Yeah?
Yeah.
I get that it's a lot of games in London, I do. But for a top striker,
you can't be doing that.
He can't. Wenger will be looking at stats like this with his training and who he's going to pick.
Yeah.
The thing is with Arsenal, I don't know where they're going to get the goals from. Yes, they've got Danny Welbeck from Man United. Don't do your dance.
Matt Downey's doing his Danny Welbeck dance.
But the thing is, they played against Anderlecht in the Champions League. Yes, Anderlecht are the Belgian champions, but that should have been an easy 3 points for Arsenal.
It should have.
They got their goals from Kieran Gibbs in the
top
89th
quality striker.
Top quality striker in the 89th minute. Then Lucas Podolski, who probably the 2 weeks before the transfer window shut, was probably on his way to Rome.
I think it's really
still
hard.
Plays for Arsenal.
Apparently, yes.
I can't believe that kind of player, Podolski, is sitting on the bench all the time. It's his attitude.
It's his attitude in training. That's the problem.
Something.
There is one more thing I want to speak about with Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez came in, and we were all very excited. I know everyone else in our team was very excited about Alexis Sanchez playing for Arsenal in the Premier League. He hasn't quite lived up to his expectations, has he? Was it just me?
Everyone, when he scored,
you got to think he was coming from Barcelona, where pretty much everything was either there for him, and the Spanish league is very few hard games.
When he scored that goal against Besiktas to get him through to the Champions League group stage, someone said to me, he's paid his money back. I'm like, Arsenal always qualify for the Champions League. How is he paying his money back?
I get they get a lot of money from getting through that game,
yeah,
which is what they may have been getting at. But Arsenal should be anyway. You're bang on. Predictions: Sunderland, Arsenal. Matt Thowney.
I'm gonna go 3-1.
Oh, it's a big result for Sunderland.
3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal. Yeah.
Okay, Matt Tye.
2-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to rock the boat. I'm going to go 1-1. I want Sunderland to get a result out of this. Come on, Sunderland.
Is it just because Arsenal's now like your main rivals in mid-table?
No.
That's generous of you. Moving on to the Hawthorns. On Saturday, the Hawthorns 3 o'clock kick-off. West Bromwich Albion banging form. West Brom had a great start to the season, facing Neil Warnock's Crystal Palace, which has changed since you've last heard our voices anyway.
Well,
what do we want to make of their two teams?
Just to start with, hasn't Neil Warnock been fined by the FA for his comments after the Chelsea game?
Well, Neil Warnock will get about 6 fines this season because he doesn't care. He's just like, whatever. I'm being paid all this money. I may as well do something about it. West Brom, the home side, we'll start with them.
Berahino.
Berahino's it's a great place to start. 6 goals this season in the Premier League, 7 in all competitions.
Isn't that the third highest goal scorer in the Premier League behind like Costa and Aguero?
He's the highest English goal scorer in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Plays for under 21s. Should he have been in the England squad?
Yeah.
Against San Marino for sure, yeah.
I think that he's got something about him that if Sturridge wasn't in the squad, that he's the next replacement for me at the moment. I mean, Danny Welbeck's more of a wing player. I see him as for England. So,
the thing is with Berahino, and he's a very good goal scorer. He's got technique, he's got pace, he's got balance, everything you want in a little number 10 role. To be honest, it's his attitude that could become a problem, especially at West Brom. He has had problems in the past with his own teammates, fights in the dressing room. I'm still sticking to my prediction that he's going to end up leaving, reinforced more by this form, because a Liverpool will come in for him. A Tottenham will come in for him. Tottenham need a striker.
They do, yeah.
Berahino's perfect. I don't know how long he will stay at West Brom for.
Can you imagine that Tottenham lineup? Kane and Berahino.
England under 21s, I'd love it.
Yeah.
I don't. As I say, I don't. Albion's form though this season has really gone against what we all said.
Because I said for them to finish rock bottom.
I said for them go down.
Yeah, I mean, I actually said for them to stay up, which I know some of my friends back in West Brom will be happy about. But it's an amazing start.
Yeah,
considering Alan Irvine's their manager.
That's why I thought they would go down, because I thought he's not got any Premier League manager experience. He's been there as a coach, but he's not. It's a completely different role when you're actually in control of that team.
Is it a fact that he's making the best of the squad that's there? Because looking at the squad around it, they haven't got quality squad.
No,
they're either a bunch of has-beens or yet to be.
Oh, that's harsh.
No, but look at the squad. You've got.
In fairness, you're right.
Look at their squad. Their defence is Joleon Lescott. 5 years ago, one of the best defenders in the Premier League. Now, past it.
Well, Lescott's problem was sitting on the bench too long at City, and it sort of just ruined his legs, so he can't play anymore.
He's got too much pins and needles.
Sitting down for too long does hurt. I thought.
Let's twist it to the away side. We have mentioned Neil Warnock, but were we very shocked when he came in, when Pulis was sacked?
I was shocked. Pulis wasn't sacked, he left.
Well, mutual consent. Was you expecting Neil Warnock to be the man to replace him? Considering at the time he was in retirement. He's come out of retirement to manage Crystal Palace.
I thought Tim Sherwood would probably replace Pulis at Palace manager.
Is Warnock the better
option
for a side that's going to be needing stability? Sherwood doesn't offer stability, let's be honest.
No, he doesn't.
He's young, he's inexperienced. I know he had the job at Tottenham, but he's still very inexperienced. Warnock offers experience, knowledge, passion, definitely passion, and the ability to keep them up, I think.
I think that he's, if something doesn't go his way, he's a right moaner.
That's definitely.
I think it was when I was watching a championship game, and after they lost, he was saying, "Oh, the referee, it's all the referee. We lost because of the ref and everything." And he got fined. I'm like, you can't blame everything on the ref.
But let's be honest, he's not the only manager to do it. I can think of two in my head, that two of the best managers to ever been that do it.
No, don't get me wrong.
Sir Alex Ferguson and Jose Mourinho.
But they can get away with it because they've got...
They word it differently. That's all it is. They word it cleverly. Instead of going, it's the referee's fault, like Neil Warnock goes, they go, on another day with a different referee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Was that trying to be French rather than Portuguese?
So we both said, we all said Albion would have a tough season, and they've turned it round. We all said Palace would have a tough season, if I'm right. Well, I know I did.
I think I
did.
I had them finishing bottom. And what do we think now?
I still think the same. No, my mind's not changed.
Relegation.
I don't think one player can keep West Brom up. the defence is going to be crucial to them staying up, and that needs to be sorted. Palace, I'm not sure where I put them, but I still think they're going to be involved in the relegation battle.
I still think West Brom could end up going down. With Palace, I'm undecided where I think of them, because Neil Warnock is a good manager for those sort of clubs. He loves a good dogfight, like with Sheffield United and previously when he was at Palace. But I just don't know if he's got the players this time around him.
So I'm going to go predictions, obviously. Doing our predictions. Matt Thowney, West Brom versus Crystal Palace.
I'm going to go 1-1 to... Well.
And Berahino gets another. Matt Tye?
2-1 West Brom.
Yeah, as much as it pains me to say, I can see it being boing, boing, baggies, baggies.
Do you want to run to the toilet to throw up?
I'm going to go 2-0 West Brom.
Berahino double?
Yeah, why not?
Because there's no one else.
I didn't say that. The late game, the TV game, live on Sky Sports, 5:30pm kickoff in Wales, at the Liberty Stadium, is Swansea City versus Leicester City. Not particularly a big name matchup to be on TV, considering you've got Liverpool, Hull and whatnot, but they have to get everyone on, so Swansea Leicester's the one. What do you make of Swansea's start, and then after the start they made, how they've been since?
I think Gary Monk has he hasn't brought many players in, which is a good thing, I believe. Is that he hasn't changed the squad too much, which means they can just build on last season. He's done something. I can't put it straight on, but he's done something with the squad, and now they're all gelling perfectly. It's flowing football. It's great to watch again. Like last season, it didn't seem to flow under Michael Laudrup. Don't know what it was. It didn't seem to flow quite right.
That's a fair point. I mean, Swansea have played very well, started the season very well, but at the same time, it's been a month since either Swansea or Leicester picked up a Premier League win. A month. I know you've had the internationals, but that's at least 3 games that they haven't won.
But look into it, like who have they faced in those internationals in those 3 games? Leicester faced drew with Burnley.
Well, I'm thinking more Swansea, to be honest.
Yeah, Swansea away to Chelsea. Sorry, but
away to Chelsea, yes. Away to Stoke. That's the game Swansea should have been. I know there was controversy with Victor Moses and diving gate and
I think it was. I think Ian Hartson on Match of the Day. He brought up a He brought up a very good topic about that dive.
Ian Hartson.
Is it Ian Hartson? The one that strike for Wales.
John Hartson.
Hartson. He brought up a valid point about diving, saying that players should be fined for diving.
Well, Gary Monk, it turns out, when a player dives, even in training, if a Swansea player dives in training in a match, they get a fine.
Yeah.
So, no matter what happens, where it is, if they dive, they get a fine. And that's brilliant from Gary Monk.
Yeah.
Swansea, half their problem since the great start has been throwing away leads. They threw away the most amount of points from winning positions this season. Threw away 8 points from winning positions. If they want to be challenging for Europa League, they can't be throwing away leads.
No.
That easily. As we mentioned, after winning the first 3 games, they've only got 2 points from the last 5. It's not quite Europa League form. Leicester, it was a mixed bag for Leicester at the start of the season, it's fair to say.
Their striker, I can't think what was his name.
Ulloa.
Yeah,
Ulloa. It's just like he was firing quite well at the beginning of the season. Don't think he's fired in the last.
He was in my fantasy league team.
Couple of games.
And I mean, they picked up some memorable results: 2-2 against Everton, 2-2 against Arsenal,
5-3 against United.
I mean, just on that note, I know you two are Chelsea fans, but unbiased, what's the better game of the season so far? Chelsea 6, Everton 3, Chelsea 6, Leicester 5, Man United 3.
Leicester 5, Man United 3.
Yeah.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
It's unbelievable.
There was one player that
Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy come from, is it the Conference, all the way to the Premier League, and he's like ripping Man United apart like that, and you think, how the hell are you doing that?
In a rare occasion in the Premier League nowadays, this game is actually the first meeting between these two sides in the Premier League ever. Rare that happens.
Yeah.
England hopefuls in the Swansea squad. I just want to mention there was a big uproar about it a few weeks ago. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts. Nathan Dyer, Wayne Routledge, John Joe Shelvey. Should they be in the England squad?
Well, I'm a massive fan of Nathan Dyer. Like, I've always liked the way he's played. I'm not saying that for the past few years they've been in the Premier League that he should have got in it then, but this season he's been the best he's ever been. So why is he not getting in the squad now? Like, I just don't see why.
It is a fair point, but I don't know whether half it's Hodgson's got the guy he likes now, the guys he trusts. He's a safe manager. Does he want to push it out? I don't know.
I think Routledge has done enough to earn an England call-up, at least one. Be it San Marino.
Ex Aston Villa legend, Wayne Routledge, yeah.
Swiftly moving on.
Well, got predictions for this one. We're moving through quickly. Swansea Leicester on Sky Sports 1, Matt Thowney.
1-0 Swansea.
All the goals at Liberty then, yeah.
It's going to be a corker. 3-1 Swansea.
Yeah, that's better. I'm going to go, because I kind of like Leicester, 2-2. I want to see Leicester pick up a point at least. That's all the Saturday games done. So that's what will be from what we believe will be a action-packed Saturday. We move on to what could be a very, very super Sunday, if you excuse the pun. Burnley, Everton, Turf Moor, 1:30.
That's the game of the day. Game of the day.
Yeah. Sky Sports 1 now. It's the warm-up to the game of the day. It's a side that are struggling, really struggling in the home side of Burnley.
And Burnley.
And Everton, who should be doing better than they are.
I think Burnley, like last season, like people were telling me, they conceded least amount of goals in the Championship and everything. But I think, well, you're talking about the Championship. Like, they go to the Premier League, it's completely different. You're playing against some of the best players in the world, so they'll get ripped apart if they play the same. They needed to change it, I think.
I mean, for me, I hate to keep going back to that column that we've written, the big preview comment, but I remember a sentence I wrote about Burnley, and I said, Danny Ings is such a key player for them.
Yeah.
If Danny Ings scores goals to keep them up, they'll be fine. If he doesn't score the goals, they're in trouble. Burnley have only scored 4 goals this season.
I think, hasn't he scored one of them?
I'm not sure, but 4 goals proves that he isn't scoring the goals. Burnley aren't scoring the goals. They're in trouble.
They went something like 539 minutes between goals. The 13th minute against Chelsea until their equaliser against Leicester. Well, the first one anyway.
Is it unfair for people like us to say and possibly compare them to the Derby County side?
Of course not.
That finished bottom.
Of course not.
Can you see that happening again?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, Sean Dyche, isn't it? Yeah.
Sean Dyche, yeah.
He's got to like grab each of those players and tell them that they've got to pull themselves together and stop leaking goals.
Is the problem that they're, and I don't mean to be harsh to any Burnley fans that are listening, is the problem that they're Championship quality players? I get paid the big bucks to ask the harsh question.
The majority.
Wait, how come you're getting paid and not me?
Because Kieran Trippier, I think, is a Premier League player.
Kieran Trippier, he's been widely renowned for the past 3 years. He has been the best right back outside of the Premier League. So I understand your point for that, and I think if they do go down, or even if they don't, Kieran Trippier probably won't be playing at Turf Moor next year. The Toffees, Everton, Roberto Martinez's side haven't quite lived up to the expectations they made last year. Lukaku came in permanently, Barkley stepped up, Morales has stepped up, but Barkley's injury, followed by a bad result and losing goals. Everton, can you see them challenging for the 4th place now?
As it stands, I don't see them challenging for 4th. They'll still be around for Europa League, but they need to change their ideas quickly to get back into the...
It's one or the other for me with Everton. Like, they haven't got the backup to have a league game on the weekend after a Europa League game on Thursday. They can't do it.
But it seems they've gone Eto'o for Europa League and Lukaku for the league. Because Eto'o played against Lille.
Saying that, you've also got Stephen Naismith who can play centre forward.
Yes,
Morales can play centre
Aruna
forward.
Kone used to come back from
Aruna Kone
training.
needs to- I swear they've still got Lucina Traore.
No, he was only on loan.
I thought they signed him permanent.
No.
But it seems like, because they were talking about it on Thursday when Barkley come back, that it looks like they build the game around him.
They do, and this
They
is,
did
this
last
is
year.
something I want to bring up. Ross Barkley being back, will it change their fortunes?
Yeah. If they build the team around him, like last season, they'll have another great season. And hopefully go further. But I just don't. I think this form has kind of condemned them to no Champions League football.
Well, if you are out and about on Sunday and you can't be able to catch this game, but you'll be in and out, say, make sure you're watching this game from 1:46 till about 2:30, because 8 of Burnley's 13 goals conceded have been scored between the 16th and the 45th minute. That's a big reason why they're in the trouble. So Everton might look to take advantage of that. And will they, Matt Thowney? Predictions?
I'm going to say, now this is, I'd say 3-0 Everton. I think Seamus Coleman is going to put in a performance against Burnley and possibly rip them apart along with Morales, and all these players are just too much quality for Burnley to deal with, I think.
Matt Tye?
2-0 Everton.
Well, if you've gone 2-0 and you've gone 3-0,
Five.
I'm going to go 4-0.
I was
expecting
the classic
It's-
1-0.
It's going to be a good opportunity for Everton to prove how talented
You
they
just
are.
can't see how Burnley are going to get
No,
something out
no.
of it.
Another side that are struggling when they shouldn't be, and Newcastle United. They face Tottenham on Sunday. Same kick-off as the Burnley game, 1:30, not on TV. White Hart Lane will host what could be a big game for Newcastle. And Spurs, to be honest.
I think that Alan Pardew, that result against Leicester, that 1-0 win was absolutely vital.
It was a great result, but the performance was still shocking.
Yeah.
If you think about it, they still, even though they are in the bad form, they still should have beaten a promoted side like Leicester at home.
It's something they should be doing. This is the problem. I think Newcastle are scared that they're going to get dragged into a relegation battle because they haven't got the ability to get themselves out of it.
They haven't got a leader in that squad anymore.
They haven't. That's the problem. Kabay left, and it just hasn't been filled.
And Ben Afra's gone on loan, so he was one.
Because Ben Arthur was a big leader.
He's a big influence in their team, though.
Yeah, on the ball, definitely. I want to mention last night, Tottenham. Last night of recording. It's Thursday night then. Eric Lamela. And he did score a very special goal in the Europa League.
He did.
He's one of those players that he won't play well. No, he won't score goals if he's playing badly, but he will always score goals when he's playing well.
Yeah, I think that's a fair.
I think when he's put under pressure and he doesn't have to think about it and just does it naturally, he's amazing.
As
But
was proven with that.
it's just
Amazing. It's the only way to describe it. It's just amazing.
He's got the talent there.
Lamela has came in thanks to Pochettino, who has brought him into the squad again and given him another chance. What do we reckon of the former Saints man and how he's done at White Hart Lane so far?
I'm gonna say he's done okay. He's getting, they had a great start to the season. Then they went for a bit of a bad run, and now they're starting to get the results again. But I think that one big player that has helped them get the results is Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
Like last season when Tim Sherwood was putting him in, he played well for him. Then Pochettino's doing the same, and he's doing it again. He got the win against Saints. That's a massive win.
I think it's fair to say that Christian Eriksen is probably Spurs' best player.
Yeah.
But someone that's following him up very well, and he's a jack of all trades, Harry Kane, after going in goal. in the Europa League game after the
Yeah,
injury.
but did a Rob Green style save.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Harry Kane got another hat trick. I know it was against a weak opposition, but got another hat trick. He's come in. He's scoring goals. Is he Tottenham's best striker?
You can also argue he's Tottenham's only striker. Because Soldado's not doing it, and Adebayor is just almost just a spare
I think
body.
that's a bit harsh because
No, I'm sorry. I know Chelsea fans hate Tottenham, but hear me out. Harry Kane is under 21. He has proven that he is a top quality striker. He'll go get the ball. He'll shoot. Soldado, he only seems to score penalties or unless there's 3 yards between him and the goal. And Adebayor only plays when Adebayor wants to play, which is only once every other month.
I think that's a bit harsh because at the end of the day, like Torres wasn't scoring many goals for Chelsea, yeah.
Really?
So is he? No, yeah. So he's not a striker.
At times, I didn't consider him as a striker. I consider him more using him as a winger.
But
He has great pace and great crossing ability. I saw him more using him as a winger.
But that's what Tottenham aren't doing. That's what these players aren't doing. Soldado and Adebayor. They're not going out to the wings to get the ball. They're staying in the middle.
Nothing.
They're still hungry for goals. It's just they're doing it in a different manner.
They're not doing it. That's the point. So, Pardew we spoke about, Pochettino we spoke about, Kane we spoke about, Lamella's goal we spoke about. There's only one thing left for this game, and that's prediction. So, Matt Thowney.
I still see Tottenham winning it, but it's going to be a really scrappy game. I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
Right, so we'll go Matt Tye, and please be nice.
1-0 Spurs.
Straight dead to the point. 2-1 to Spurs. I'm going Christian Eriksen to get the winner. Fingers crossed. And now the 2 big games of the weekend on Sunday afternoon and Monday night. We'll start with the Sunday afternoon warm-up, I guess. Man United, Chelsea, Old Trafford.
It's not that big, is it?
It's not quite QPR Aston Villa. Old Trafford, 4 p.m. Also live on Sky Sports 1. And Chelsea have a striker crisis. They've signed 2 strikers in the summer, and they're both injured.
Yay!
Who do you see? I know Mourinho, as of the day of recording, has said
he may feature.
I'm sort of the belief that it was all a ruse, and he was expected to play anyway. You might find out he starts on Sunday.
I believe it was all a ruse. Mourinho does these mind games. Like we were saying before we recorded that before the Swansea game when he got his hat trick, it was like he had a hamstring injury and he was out for like 2 months. It just starts and it's like, oh, I thought he had an injury. Oh, there's a hat trick.
Is there a bit of a clash between Mourinho and Costa already? Because Costa's determined to play for Spain, and Mourinho's just like, oh, okay, you go play for Spain, get injured, come back and miss games for us. I don't think so. Yeah. Mourinho has already acknowledged this in the press, and I don't want to say attacked Costa, but he hasn't said nice things. Is that going to be a problem for Chelsea?
I think it's if a player wants to play for his country, you can't stop him. You can't stop a player from playing for their country because that's what every
you can't.
Dreams of doing.
You can't, but it's that regular club versus country row that's coming about.
Spain's not really his country either.
Well, yeah. But yes, I understand. If he wants to play for his country, you can't stop him. But if playing for his country stops him from playing for his club, who are paying him, shouldn't Chelsea have a gripe? Shouldn't Mourinho have a gripe there? They are paying him to get injured with Spain.
Thing is, there's always, as you say, there's always the club versus country. It's like Liverpool versus England now with Daniel Sturridge
and Raheem Sterling. Yeah.
Sleepy Raheem.
Sleepy Raheem. Will Costa being back bump Chelsea back up again? And in the sense of their performance. I know it was a 6-0
against
win.
United?
Against United. I know it was a 6-0 win on Tuesday, but he wasn't really up against strong opposition.
I don't think it matters if we have Diego Costa or not. We're beating United.
Oh, that is a strong proclamation. That is.
I think we'll beat them, but I think it'll be a close game because United have started to click. They've started to find out who plays where.
I want to hear why you're so confident, Matt Tye.
their defence is shambolic. They don't have a leader at the back. That is something that's absolutely crucial in any top 4 defence.
Their defence is shambolic, but if you haven't got a striker to play against them, it doesn't matter, does it?
And what 2 teams have they beat at home? That's what you got to remember. The games they've won at home have not been against any top 6 side.
But they haven't really played any top 6 side at home, have they?
They've played. I swear they've played Spurs, have they?
No.
No.
We're their first.
This is their first big game.
This is the first big
game,
6.
Yeah?
So this is the thing that I've in my head. I've got this. Chelsea are unbeaten so far. Brilliant. Great start to the season. I know you two think they'll win the title. I personally do too. But if there's one side, looking at them, who they're playing in the next 6 games, there's one side that can stop it, it's Man United. There's one side that can beat them, it's Man United at Old Trafford.
I thought Man City would be our big upset when they were still in form. But we got past that.
Yeah.
So I think we will be able to get past the United side.
I heard a Chelsea fan this morning say this, and this is quite true. If the game's at Stamford Bridge, you'd be confident, no problem. The fact that it's at Old Trafford, no matter what quality United have got in their squad, at Old Trafford, they're still. You're still nervous to play at Old Trafford.
Well, we've in our last game we against them at Old Trafford we drew 0-0, and it was a terrible game. It was a terrible game.
Yeah.
But for me, if
you
stop Di Maria, and if you stop Di Maria
and Falcao.
No, I think if you stop Di Maria, you automatically stop Falcao.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think Matt Tye can supply it.
No, but Falcao is a player that can do it on his own, I believe. I mean, I'm thinking back to, I know they lost the game against Leicester, but the first goal that he set up for Van Persie, and for a striker, it was great wing play where he's just took it past, whipped in a wonderful cross. Do you not think he can do that?
I've yet to see him do it in the Premier League. That is why I'm thinking that he can't. Because if he's as big as everyone says he is, then he will do it in the Premier League. But with Gary Cahill, John Terry, who's the left back?
Felipe Luis.
Or Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta suspended.
And Ivanovic. These 4 players, do I really see Falcao dominating that defence? No, I don't.
But that's a no. If Azpilicueta is suspended, as you say, is Felipe Luis the weak point in that defence?
I'd say the weak point's Ivanovic, if anything. Listen, hear me out. Ivanovic is a centre-back by trade. He's playing right back. When he bombs forward, he always leaves John Terry or Gary Cahill against a pacey one, and none of them, and they're not that fast.
But if you notice, every time if I've looked at how Ivanovic goes forward, there's always the same thing. The 2 players that are in the middle of the park, one of them goes into Ivanovic's position. And that's Ramirez.
it. But look, we'll play Fabregas and Matic. Matic is strong, but if you go against Di Maria, he'll be outpaced.
Yeah.
Fabregas is not an out and out defensive player. He's So Ivanovic going forward will leave either Matic or Fabregas there. Put Di Maria against them. That is our weak point. Luis is an out-and-out left-back. Ivanovic is a centre-back playing right-back because Azpilicueta kept Ashley Cole out of left-back.
So I am going to go predictions.
I was going to say something before we go on to...
You got a point, you go for it.
When Matt was comparing the game at Old Trafford last season, that's really hard to compare to this season because that's a different Man United. It was Moyes'
and a different Chelsea.
It was a different Man United, it was a different Chelsea. It was Moyes' first home game at Old Trafford. It was Chelsea's second or third game. No one knew what to expect from that United side, so we went, all right, we'll sit back because it's still technically Fergie's United we faced.
That's a fair point. No one knew what to expect from the game. What do you, Matt Tye, expect from this game?
What, like?
This Sunday. What scoreline?
3-1 Chelsea. I think
he's confident.
I really don't see how Man United are going to stop the likes of Eden Hazard, Matic, like Matic breaking into that 25-yard bit, and just having a go. Schürrle, Willian, Oscar. I don't see how they're going to stop that kind of players. And Drogba, even him playing up front, none of those players are going to outstrength Drogba.
Good luck, Phil Jones and Blackett.
Matt Tye.
I still think Chelsea win, but it'll be closer, 2-1.
I'm going to go a 1-1 draw, just because I can see it playing out very much like the Man City game, in the sense of Chelsea will play well, but United will get something. I can see it.
If Chelsea don't win, it's David De Gea that has done it for them.
David De Gea is their best player.
Chat, yeah.
David De Gea is their best player so far.
Well, then that is a conversation for another day. There's one final game, and you have to build it up to the main event of the Premier League. It's QPR taking on the mighty Aston Villa at Loftus Road.
0-0.
Live on Sky Sports 1. Let's be honest. It's as much as it pains me to say this. It's a relegation 6-pointer.
Also has 1-1 written all over it.
No.
Let's not go inside. Let's talk about games. We did all your games.
I think Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa should win that.
Fingers crossed.
Well, it's what's it?
Is Benteke fit?
Benteke started against Everton.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's like QPR against Liverpool last weekend. Yeah, they should have won that game. But
the fact that QPR played so well, they're going to take that into their performance.
Oh yeah, but then they played so well in the final third. The rest of that pitch, let's forget about it. Let's concede 3 goals. At the end of the day, it's their fault. They conceded all 3
That's a fair
goals.
point, and Liverpool didn't defend well. And as crazy as this sounds, Villa have actually defended quite well this season. I know that sounds something I thought I'd never ever say, but we've kept a clean sheet at Anfield.
You haven't conceded many goals.
Kept a clean sheet at Britannia Stadium. We finished 0-0 against Newcastle. First 3 games, 3 clean sheets.
Yeah.
2 wins. It was all flying. It was going high.
You were buzzing, mate.
Then we got brought down to earth by Arsenal, Chelsea and Man City. It was a tough run of fixtures, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Liverpool away, great win. Arsenal at home, Chelsea away, Man City at home, Everton away. That is the toughest fixtures you'll get this season. So now QPR, you look Villa. As a Villa fan, I'm looking at this and I'm going, there's 3 points. We have to get. If we are going to finish mid-table, we have to get 3 points. If we don't win this game, we're going to get dragged into a relegation. Which I know at the start of the season, I mean, as much as it hurt me, I said Villa will go down. But we've got to take advantage of it.
I said you'd stay up this season. I actually think you will win it.
I think they'll finish.
Benteke being back, you did mention. Do you think that's a big?
It is a big boost because Bonglahor can't win it on his own.
For QPR, is Benteke someone they should be worried about, or is it a little too soon for him to get up?
I think they should be concerned because Balotelli caused issues and he hasn't against them, and if anything, they're going to cause their own problems with Kulka, Ferdinand, and Dunn.
See, the thing is,
Dunn's the highest Premier League own goal scorer with 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love him to do it against his former side on Monday.
I would love that as well.
They're 3 centre backs that are very good at what they do, but challenging in the air and being pushed about is not what they like. And Benteke likes to do that.
See, Benteke is the ideal person you have to pick up the ball and just let it off to Weimann.
Yeah.
Well, I genuinely think that, like you say, do QPR have something to worry about with Benteke? I'm going to say that there is about the same as an out-of-form Balotelli at the moment, because he hasn't played in so long. You're looking at a player that's not match fit yet. He's not match fit.
It was a very, very serious injury that he took, so it's going to be difficult for him.
He's not going to be the same player he used to be. I don't think he is.
No, not at all. So we'll go predictions on our final Premier League game. Is Matt Tye?
2-0 Villa.
Yeah, I like it. Matt Tye?
2-0 Villa.
Oh, it's all moving forward. I'm going to go 2-0 Villa as well. Let's leave it at that.
I think we agreed on zone.
Yeah, it's rare.
Wait, are these mics broke?
Must be. I don't like the new studio. We're agreeing.
And that's the previews. Took us an hour and 10 minutes, but that's the previews.
All but one preview.
We've got one more preview, yeah. And it's very rare we will be previewing European games because obviously the Premier League's our main priority.
But you can't avoid this one.
Can't avoid this one. It's probably
this is something different.
The biggest game to ever happen in this season. Quite possibly. It's the biggest game on the planet for the stars that are in it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know why you're listening to this podcast.
Are you a football fan?
It's Barcelona, Real Madrid, El Clasico, James Rodriguez, Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Neymar, Pedro, Busquets, and a returning Luis Suarez. Are you dribbling yet? Or is it just me? It is going to be an amazing
That's
game.
a tasty game.
Well, nice.
I was looking at the stats for this game. In the whole history of this fixture, Real Madrid have got an average of 3.5 goals per game, and Barcelona 3.1. If there was a 0-0 in this game, I will put a nail in my foot.
I think what's very...
Can I hammer it in?
I'll do it myself.
I think what's very telling, in the past 5 seasons or so, this game has been about Cristiano Ronaldo versus Lionel Messi. It's not anymore.
No.
Yes, they're the main men, but the supporting cast is very...
There's a Neymar and Suarez.
You know what I mean? It's Oscar worthy.
I'm saying now, I've said it like, if anyone's been following the blog, I said Neymar will be the next best thing.
Neymar or Bale?
Neymar by a mile. Bale was brought for all of that money, but I don't think he's got the quality to follow Ronaldo.
So Neymar came cheap, did he?
No, he comes
60
for 40
million.
40, wasn't he?
60 once the add-ons went on.
Yeah, but he's paid that back. He's done it well for Brazil. He's scored 40 goals in 50
You could argue
games.
Bale's also helped Real Madrid pay it back by getting La Decima.
Yeah, Champions League, Spanish Cup.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, so... No, it's... Bale, for me, he doesn't have the instinct like Ronaldo does, or Messi. Not even, I think, like Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez is better than him. And
Rodriguez is better than Bale.
Yeah. And I think...
This is going to be an interesting show.
And I think
I can tell you're a Chelsea fan.
I think Neymar has got everything to say this guy is the next Ballon d'Or winner after Ronaldo and Messi.
I think the only difference between Neymar and Bale, this is how managers will look at it. They will prefer Gareth Bale simply because he can defend, having left back qualities, and he
come from Saints,
and he is a better role model. Neymar is a playboy in the modern sense term of it. He loves the limelight.
You've really got to stop buying those magazines.
He loves the limelight, right? And he likes to be the main man.
Yeah.
Bale will just sit in the background and score all the goals. He don't mind. Ronaldo, take over, no problem.
See, when you were comparing Neymar to Bale and like how they do national sides, Neymar's playing for Brazil. Bale plays for Wales. There's like 4 other players,
and they're still about as good as each other on form.
But like you say, oh yeah, he sits in the background and all this. But for Bale, you're talking about, yeah. But isn't Ronaldo the best player in the world because he likes to be in the middle of it all?
That's a fair point. I understand that Ronaldo being in the middle of it all does make him the player he is.
He was arrogant at United, yeah.
But is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing. For big players, if you look in the past, some of the best players had an arrogant attitude about them.
Some of them, but then you've also got the
Messi is not arrogant. So.
Pelés, Bobby Moore,
Beckham. Beckham was good. He just didn't really have too many light bulbs in there.
Beckham had the arrogant debate when he wanted to. Messi, as you've mentioned, those are 3 of the best players ever.
Yeah.
And they weren't arrogant. I understand your point with the Maradonas, the Figos, the Ronaldinhos.
Ronaldo. The old
Ronaldo.
Old Ronaldo as well.
Both Ronaldos. Yes, very arrogant. And yes, it makes them the players they are. But isn't it a testament that players can sit in the background and just do their job and still be one of the best players? Isn't it a testament to them? I'm not saying it makes them better, but it is. If this is going to make it sound like I'm saying Bale's better than Ronaldo, it's not. But if you put Ronaldo with the personality of Bale, he wouldn't score all the goals he does, which is what you were saying, right?
Yeah,
But Bale can score the goals without being arrogant.
I think that's a fair point.
I'm not saying Bale's better than Ronaldo, but I'm just pointing it out.
But I think that one player we are missing out here, and this is going off completely from El Clasico for a sec. Thomas Müller is the most underrated player in German football.
That's probably a fair point. That is probably a fair point, actually.
I'm so glad he's finally said it, because he's been harping on about it at home for weeks.
Oh,
That's
right.
great.
Right.
No, it's you as well.
See, Matt Tye has missed RK Football podcast. Just one line, final line on El Clasico. It is the return of the main man. You know, the
Chomper himself.
The chomper himself. I know he's been, as you say, he's been really chomping at the bit to get back involved.
He's got the bit between his teeth.
Any more? Luis Suarez will make his debut for Barcelona against Real Madrid. When the ban was made, do you think they did this on purpose?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like everyone was saying,
it's too good to be true, isn't it?
Everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, he's but that's just random fixtures." At the end there, like, no, like it's just too much of a coincidence. He's coming back then.
It wasn't. The fixtures were announced by then. I'm sure they were.
No,
I'm sure they were.
They were announced after the World Cup. The fixture, some of the fixtures.
Yeah, I think 2 days.
July,
3 days.
2, 3. There was the World Cup. Then, literally, by the time most of the players had got back to pre-season, the fixtures were announced.
Yeah.
Right. That kind of ruins my point.
But I agree with you. There might have been some fiddling with La Liga, because I just want to say my UEFA loaner speech. Because Barcelona theoretically should have not been allowed to buy any players during that transfer window. Yet they've got Rakitic, some keeper, and Suarez. And UEFA have gone, have you got all you want? It's like, yeah. It's like, right, you can't buy any more players. And Suarez, now you're playing for Barcelona. You can play in the reserve games, but not officially.
Yeah.
It's like UEFA loaner all over again. 2009 was a fix.
Like, I don't see how Suarez should be allowed to play in football anymore. I really don't. A player biting someone.
Yes, I know.
Different players.
This is a conversation.
Ludicrous.
I hate to cut you off there, but this is a conversation. If you go back to like Series 1, Episode 6 or around that time, you will get that full conversation, because we spent a good half hour on it. I don't want to go into it now because we have run out of time. Well, we ran out of time 20 minutes ago, if I must be honest.
We do need prediction then quickly.
Yeah, prediction. El
Before
Clasico.
we do it, is it at the Bernabeu or Nou Camp?
I think it's at the Nou Camp.
Because if it's at the Nou Camp, Suarez's home debut, I reckon Barcelona will win it. But if it's at Bernabeu, I reckon it's going to be a complete...
I'm going to go with Matt Tye for his... We've got to stick to our order, Matt Tye. Come on.
3-0 Madrid.
See, it sounds like it's an unfair result, but we'll go with Matt Tye.
Ronaldo is going to rip them apart. I think Ronaldo is the best player in the world by far at the moment. He's bang on it.
Matt Tye?
2-1 Madrid.
See, I agree with Thowney. I'm going to go for the shocking 3-0 result. I can see it. Yeah,
it's happened in the past.
It has happened in the past, yes, but I just think this is something
Ronaldo
different.
needs an El Clasico moment. This could be it.
Yeah, he hasn't had one yet, has he?
Well, he's had the Spanish Cup a few years ago, but that wasn't much.
Needs a proper one.
Needs a proper moment at the Nou Camp. It'll be brilliant. Make sure you join in for that on Sky Sports 5, the new European channel.
5 o'clock.
Well, it'll be around 8, I believe.
Yeah, it will build up, yeah.
But yeah, make sure you join in for that. Make sure you join in for all the other games, especially that big game on the Monday night. QPR against Aston Villa.
And the other one, Man United, Chelsea.
Yeah, and the other one. Yeah, those guys. We are, well, we're 20 minutes over, but we couldn't say goodbye quite so easily. After our first episode back, we've done it, guys. Season 2 is well underway now.
Thanks very much for listening.
If you're still here. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. We will be back for episode 2 sometime next week. Yet to be confirmed the date, unfortunately. But follow up on our Twitter and our Facebook for all the news. We will have the updates there. Also, follow our blog.
WordPress and Type Reel.
and Type-Rill. Forgot about Type-Rill. Sorry, Type-Rill. Make sure you follow them. I've been Kyle Dixon, joined by the two Matts in the studio.
Goodbye.
Thanks so much.
Hopefully we'll have Stuart Irvine and the new debutant Graham Eyre with us next time we're here. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye.